All right, we should be live for this Saturday night for this open chat. Check the other screen here, my split screen. Looks good on YouTube. The health is good, so I'll leave it as that. I think what I'll do here is pop out the chat. And we'll see if anybody jumps on. This was unscheduled. I normally try to do these Friday night, but I didn't get home last night till almost midnight. Yeah, I had other plans, so sorry about that. But I'm available right now for a little bit if anybody wants to jump on. And those of you who catch this on the replay and miss this, I'll catch you maybe next week. Okay, looking good on my end. Hopefully someone will jump on and say hello. I'll turn on the news ticker, see if anything catches my eye. If you haven't already, check out the previous video, the Linux installation guide. I made it as simple and as short as possible how to get started in Linux, especially coming from Windows 7, or maybe you don't like Windows 10 for whatever reason. I'm doing it in two parts. So the video before this live stream, check it out. I think it's about 4 or 5 minutes. How to install Linux. In this case, how to install Ubuntu Mate, starting from going to their website, picking a 32-bit or 64-bit, checking the file to make sure it's not corrupted, and how to create a USB stick in Windows 10. So something new for this year. And in part 2, I'll show you how to install it, a full install in a ThinkPad from a USB stick that you have created. Okay, let's see. I'm going to record this from Jitsi, see if this works. I haven't done this in a while. Give me a second here, guys. Kenny and Sleepy, if you guys check the link below in the show notes, there's the invitation. This is an open chat. It's free. You're invited whether you support the channel or not, but check the link below and jump on the stream. You don't need a camera. All I ask is that you use a headset like this, okay? So let me record this. And let's see if this works. Life, home, and Linux. My Linux Journeys is in the house. Okay. I can't win. It says all recorders are busy. Okay. Dennis. Okay, cool. Sleepy's going to jump on. Okay, cool. What's up, Dennis? How are you? Welcome. Let me try record this again. Try to use open source. Ugh. Try it again. Ain't gonna work. Okay. All right. See, this is why you have to watch the open source stuff. It doesn't always work so the way you want it to, but I try. Dennis, you can call me Toss. That's my nickname for the channel. My real name is Carmine. Some of my friends call me Carmen, CP for my initials. Maybe that's too much information, but Toss is fine. Yeah. If we were talking here as a meetup, you could just call me by my name. But this is fine. Yeah. How are you? And cheers. When the furnace is on 24-hour shift or almost 24-hour shift, the air gets dry, and I drink more. You should too. Welcome to Dr. Toss. So we'll wait till Sleepy jumps on. Maybe we'll have some fun tonight. How does that sound? Ex friends call you Big D. Okay. Big D. D is in Debian. Well, welcome. Let's try the recorder again for Jitsi. That ain't going to work. Okay. Big D for Dennis, right. It was a joke, but that's okay. Hey, Big D, hey. I love orange juice. So how you been, Dennis? What's new? If anybody else is watching, say hello. It's probably been a while. Like I said, I normally do these on a Friday nights, but got home last night kind of late and I was beat. It was a long day. So just left Biddle, Big Daddy Linux. Okay. Bob the Hopper is in the house. It has been a while, yes. Welcome, Bob. Before I forget, those of you who support these live streams and the channel, thank you through the Super Chats, the PayPal, and the Patreon. Thank you. Sometimes I forget to say it, and I think about it after I leave and I feel bad. But anyway, thank you. So I'm just chilling for tonight. Yeah, so how you been, Bob? What is new? Again, if you want to join this chat, there's a link below in the show notes. It's free. All I ask is that you use a headset. You don't even need a camera. I'm just watching Weather Channel. I was gonna watch the new Ancient Aliens, but I'll catch it tomorrow night or something. Bob is still distro hopping. Okay. I stopped doing that about 4 years ago. Vince put Linux Mint on his business machines. Mint is good. It's been good for the last 10 years, really. So, yep. Linux community, the Linux world sometimes does great things, and sometimes they do or say stupid things. And we'll talk about that here shortly. If Sleepy can jump on, if Vince can jump on. Or if not stupid things that are somewhat bizarre. So, who do you want to win the game to the Super Bowl? I'm probably not going to watch it. I'll be quite honest. Yeah. My team is not playing, which is the Dallas Cowboys. So I won't watch it. Maybe the highlights. MX. I tested MX. It's good. It is good. All right, let's try it again. All right, I can't get this stupid recorder to work in Jitsi. Jitsi, tonight you suck. I'm sorry. Okay? Call it as I see it. So let's do it the other way. Vince is setting up. Okay, Vince. Let me set the recorder here to maybe I will edit this later. A little bit extra work, but it is what it is, as they say. Stream looks good. We'll leave that there. I'll leave the chat up here. Ex-GNU Bio is into not the drinking tonight. I am drinking orange juice in my collector Sprint glass. Yeah, I think Sprint's going to merge with T-Mobile. I don't know. I don't know why. Hate watching and 4 thumbs up. Yeah, it's good. It's fun. Like I said, this was not scheduled. It was a last minute thing. I'm not that tired yet to go to bed. Last night I came home late. So anyway, all right, let's see if I can set up the recorder. Wait for Sleepy to come in. Let's see if this will work. All right. Well, that looks good, I think. Running Arch. MX is easier. I totally agree. Yeah. Very easy. Yep. Sleepy, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Oh,
how's my audio?
It's loud and clear. Very good, actually. Yeah.
Is it awesome. A little too loud?
No, I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Great.
Can you guys in the chat here? I'm doing good. Yeah. Yeah. How's the have the fires settled down there in Australia?
We did get a bit of rain, but it's been hot the last few days, so they've kind of picked up again. From what I hear.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, we're wearing matching shirts.
Oh yeah. We yeah. I got this. Where did I get this? I got this at my local JCPenney here in the States. They carry tall men's shirts, tall men's like pants and stuff, and nobody else has them here since our mall is practically almost dead. But I was there 2 weeks ago. Just walked in, and sometimes you can catch out of season clearance stuff, So I walked in and I'm looking, and nothing tall. Oh, tall men's section here, like a little rack. Anyway, they had 3 of these shirts. They were normally $30-$40. I got them for $5 each. I bought all 3.
Nice.
$5. I know. And they fit. I washed them once or twice. They did not shrink. Of course, I don't put them in the dryer as much as I used to, but they fit right because I'm a tall guy, and they don't, shrink, and they hang, Anyway, welcome to the Toss Today shopping channel. So,
hey, yeah, it's been a while since we chatted.
It has been, yeah. I normally jump on Friday nights, as you know, but I came home late last night, and I was just tired. I was tired. It was my friend. He's running for office here in Ohio, and I'm his social media advisor. Volunteering to work for him. And I actually got to his house at 5 p.m. local time. I didn't get home till like midnight. We started catching up, cracking adult jokes, recorded a podcast, playing with this cat who was clingy last night, Toby. Yeah. And by the time I got home, it was almost midnight. I'm like, do I feel like jumping on like a late Linux show? Nah, I was just too tired. So that's why I did not jump on last night. So,
would you put a link to the podcast in the chat, or is it a bit too political, do you think?
That podcast, because it's political, I don't post political on this stuff, on the channel. However, if you're interested, and there's nothing like what's the word? There's nothing like evil about the podcast, or no like insults or nothing, if you know what I mean. If you go to YouTube and search Ohio Valley Podcast, because I'm in the state of Ohio, and this section is the Ohio Valley. This is where Dean Martin's from, famous singer. So if you go to YouTube and search Ohio Valley Podcast, you can listen to the podcast. So, we talked about the opioid crisis, which affects really everybody, not just here it's every fifth. It's all the states. I don't know if you guys have an issue like that in Australia, but it's bad here in the States. So,
yeah, we do have a similar sort of problem. But without being too dwelling on the politics, one thing that gets me is really just the insulting that goes on, left and right.
Yeah,
it just turns a lot of people off.
See, that's why when I joined my friend's campaign. And for those of you, I'm just keeping an eye on the chat here. If I miss any questions, guys, just going to repeat them. Rogue Network Engineer, hi. Um, yeah, he's running a. He's not taking money from corporations or lobbyists or bribes, whatever you want to call. He's doing it. He's and right now he's financing the whole thing himself. He's doing it on a grassroots way to like kind of like Bernie Sanders style. And that's the way I would do it. Going to the people, putting up signs, hanging out flowers, hanging out flyers or flowers if it's a girl, wearing pink shirts. No, like little like handouts. Hi, my name is so and so. I helped with Ohio's child labor laws, and all that stuff. So he has some accomplishments under his belt, but no insults. Totally opposite of what's going on in today's politics. So I joined this campaign as a social media advisor. It's all volunteer work until he wins, And so yeah, if you want to listen to the podcast, about 35, 40 minutes sleep, but just search Ohio Valley Podcast.
I mean, it's more difficult to get people's attention if you're not yelling and screaming and shouting insults. But I really think that the intelligent people in the world are going to gravitate towards that. That's good.
Well, I think here in the States, at least, I think a lot of people, I think the majority have had enough of the insults coming out of the White House in general. Not everybody, but I think people start to realize this is the way we should call each other or treat each other. I mean, how many times can any politician call people dogs, loser, human scum, this and that, coming out of the trash heap? It's just wrong. And I think people are starting to come around and say this is not who we are as a nation. But that's how I see it. But my friend is running on a local level. He's qualified to run for Congress, but that takes millions of dollars realistically nowadays. To run against the incumbent, and that's kind of tough since he's financing it himself. So, hello, Ben.
It's Mr. Gen 2 himself.
Yeah, Ben never wears a headset. Just never wears a head. That's why his audio always sucks in general. Love you, Ben, but the audio always is awful.
He's got to compile a headset first.
He's got to compile. Yeah, I know. Somebody said we have matching shirts. Yes. Well, I mean, like Americans and Australians are the two coolest nations on earth, man. Speaking of nations, I was watching the Academy Award film director Michael Moore. He showed one of his films on YouTube for free. Who to invade next or where to invade next. He didn't go to Australia. I wanted him to, but he went around the world. He went to Germany. Where our friend Stephanie's at. He went to Italy, Slovenia, of all places, and he wanted to record their lifestyle, their quote unquote socialism. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, it's going to be bad. And it's like, and my son and I are watching it, and I'm like, is this for real? This is not that bad. When you think about it, for what they offer. But if you haven't seen the movie, it's called Where to Invade Next. It's kind of a satire stuff. But he went to Germany. He went to what's left of the Berlin Wall. He went to Slovenia, where they offer free college. Well, I mean, like it's paid for through taxes, obviously. But he showed a graphic where, yes, in places like that, and probably Australia, you pay a little bit more in taxes, but you have more services that try to accommodate all citizens. He says, now here in the States, you do pay more taxes. So he showed the taxes you would pay in Germany, like this much. And then he went to the USA, went like through the roof,
Wow.
So it was an eye opener. So
yeah, it's not what you pay, it's what you do with it, right?
Do you get what you pay for? You guys do. We do not, in general. Unless, of course, it's Linux, then we get exactly what we pay for.
Yeah.
Well, I figured out why my microphone was crap.
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, it was because I was using the headset on my controller for some reason. On my PlayStation controller.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a built-in microphone on it for some reason.
Okay.
And so the PlayStation controller was plugged into my USB port on the back of my tower.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, crap, I didn't realize it had an audio device built into it. I was like, oh, so it took over the audio settings on the computer. I was like, oh.
Is that Pulse Audio?
No, Vince, I'm on Windows.
Ah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Windows 10 had a device configuration for the controller. And I'm like, oh, well, that explains it.
Yeah, normally you go to the device settings under the speaker icon, you right click, and there's like a drop down.
Yeah, there's like a drop down menu.
It's actually a lot easier. I shouldn't say a lot easier, but it's just as easy as Linux.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I fixed it.
If we have any new people watching, please do stop by and say hello. We were talking just a little bit about politics, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I got a friend of mine running for local office, a good family man, taking care of his elderly mom, raised his kid. So he's a good man with a good heart. So
that's why Windows users like Ben are more than welcome.
Yes.
Well, my friend uses Windows. I try to teach him Linux. He was impressed, but he's got a busy life, taking care of his elderly mom, his son, running for. He doesn't have time to learn something new. I completely get it.
Yeah.
I said, you don't have to serve Linux, Richard. Just serve the people, and that's good enough. So I'll take care of the Linuxy stuff. I do edit the podcast, our podcast in Linux. I use Audacity and Kdenlive. So, Toss, that's a great document. Oh, the Michael Moore movie, the Where to Invade Next. Yeah, it was. Look, he went to Italy. He said something funny, but I had to think. I guess I could say it. It's late night. So he's in Italy. He's filming around. All these lovely Italians are just laid back. Hey, Vince, have a coffee. Sit down. He says, have you ever noticed that all the Italians look like they just finished having sex? They're so happy and kissing each other. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good way of putting it. They just chill.
Yeah.
So, but then he talked about all the vacation time that they get over there, like 8 weeks a year. I forget how many weeks of mandatory by law time for the missus who has a kid, and I don't know if they use Linux in Italy. Maybe I'll ask Michael Moore. I'm sure they do. I think there's one or two distros that come out of Italy. Come think of it. But anyway, that's what the movie's. It's serious and fun too at the same time. But he was in somewhere. Where was he? Norway or Slovenia? And drugs are not illegal. So Michael says he's talking to this cop. Okay, so I have 5 pounds of cocaine in my pocket. The cop goes, so. No, Michael said, oh yeah. What if I had no? It's not against the law here. And then they explain why, and it makes sense, So. Anyway,
there's something to be said about the happiness index as well, and the happiness report. And you look at all those Scandinavian countries, and they're all topping it.
Yes,
it's got to be something that they're doing that we're not doing.
There's something about them, and I don't want to spoil the movie. It's Michael's movie. He had it on YouTube for free. I don't know if he still has it on, but. You guys see it and you tell me, but the way they do it, he went to Iceland, because he's probably thinking, look, if one country does it, would have been, well, like maybe it's a fluke, but then he went to like more countries and they all follow the same pattern. The country, the citizens work as a whole to help each other, It just made more sense to me from what I saw. Now, if you want to call it socialism or capitalism plus or a hybrid of, democracy, capitalism, so I don't know. He doesn't really label it, but just looking at these people who are just less stressed and a lot more happy, I'm like, wow, I guess it's not a fantasy. Anyway, you check out the movie. It's I'm giving Michael a plug, but that's okay. It's Where to Invade to Next. Stevie is in the house. Did I see Stevie? Yeah, he is in the house. Stevie, you can join. There's a link below in the show notes.
Hey, Steve.
And I told him pink shirt's not required.
Yeah, we just happened to. Yeah, I got the shirt at JCPenney's on clearance for like $5. I got a bargain, so I bought 3 of them. Not the same color, you know.
Now I'm wearing a black Jedi shirt. What are you talking about?
What are you wearing? A black shirt?
A black Jedi shirt.
Black Jedi. Oh, I feel the power of the dark side.
Hey, Steve. The Darth Vader.
Those of you who use Gentoo, feel the power. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Anyway, all right. So looks like this is recording to edit later.
Sounds like you got the wrong audio device, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
We'll give him a second here to. We're gonna have some fun tonight. The evil girlfriend list I have here. This is from a News Nonsense article. I think I missed this last year, or this came to my attention last year. But hello, Gnostic. Again, those of you coming in late, watching this late, if you haven't checked out the previous video, please share the previous video. It's my Linux installation guide for beginners.
I saw that.
Yeah, so it's
I didn't get a chance to look at it though.
Well, you're not a newbie, but you can look at it anyway. So
yeah, I figure what day.
It's for Ubuntu Mate. I go step by step. It's 2 parts. Well, the first one is up. Basically, go to the Ubuntu Mate website, either 32-bit or 64-bit, how to download it, check the file to make sure it's not corrupted, how to check it in Windows 10, because for Windows users, how to create a USB stick. It's very short, 4 or 5 minutes, super newbie friendly. So check it out and share that one to someone who is lost, because half the time I'm lost.
There we go. How's that?
Hey,
it's working. It's working.
Very good.
Very good. Okay.
How was the Biddle Laughter Show, Steve? How was the Biddle Laughter Show?
Oh, good. You know, especially Captain Random.
Captain Random?
Yeah, JJ.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right.
Because he comes all of a sudden, like, we're talking about stuff, and all of a sudden, it's like left field, you know? It's like...
Yeah. Okay.
It's fine as long as his microphone's not turned up full ball.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That guy what it is. Okay.
Microphone full blast.
He's talking too loud, Lil.
But that sort of video toss, I mean, that's definitely something that I wish I had when I first jumped on Linux.
That's why I started doing these videos. It'll be 10 years ago next month. I've been here on the channel. Because back then we didn't have all the great Linux channels that we have now. And we really still don't have any channel except mine, pretty much dedicated, not all the time, mostly to the newbie. I don't do a lot of advanced stuff on this channel. Once in a while, like a terminal command here and there. But there's still a need for that, obviously, because we still have 1 billion Windows users out there. And they're still lost when it comes to Linux. So I get it. Been there, done that, you know. And I had someone comment. It was a very nice comment. Hey, it's great to see videos like this, or a classic video like this. I still watch the old ones. I'm like, cool, man. You know. So
well, when I first got in 5 years ago, looking through and trying to find, yours was one of the first voices I heard that had
thank you.
A good voice of reason and the way you talked.
Well, there you go.
And then there was others like, the early days of some of the more prominent YouTubers.
Right.
Was reviewing something, and I don't know why that works, or I don't know what it's doing. I'm just looking at it for the first time, and it's just the way they talked. But it was you and Joe Collins.
Yeah.
And then Spatry to a certain, because he was funny.
Yeah.
But a lot of the YouTubers back then were not nasty, but
Well,
and I gravitated towards you and Joe Collins, and
it's just one of those, right, Steve? It was just one of those things because at the time I was still using more Windows than Linux, and now I use more Linux than it's just the opposite. I use Windows maybe 10% of the time because Windows 10 to me just feels bloated.
Yeah.
But on my channel, I wasn't going to sit there and say RTFM read the bleeping manual. Because a lot of people have problems going to Linux communities to help sites and were not treated right. So the way I did the videos, and even now, although it's harder now, I still put myself in the mind, or try to in the mind of a newbie, even though I am not. And how would a newbie think? A newbie would think Linux, I've heard of Ubuntu. They're lost because no one has held their hand to say, Padre, my friend, compadre, follow me. I'll take care of you. So that's what I've been trying to do still.
Well, how about RTFM read DOS's bleeping manual?
It's all about teamwork. It's all about treat others like you would like to be treated. And then we have somebody new here in the chat. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
State your name and serial number.
I can't tell where I'm looking at a black screen. Hello?
Oh, really?
Is my volume? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yeah.
Okay, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, I'm not sure why, to be quite honest. This is Jitsi that comes highly recommended from the Linux community. It doesn't always work right, so I apologize.
Hey, Vince. Hey, Steve.
But we can see you and hear you well, whoever you are.
Dennis. I'm Dennis.
Oh, Dennis.
Oh, Dennis.
Okay, you're the Linux. Okay, welcome aboard, Dennis.
Thank you.
How you going, man?
Good.
But
going good in the deep south.
Which part of the South?
Oh man, I'm down here in what they call the scrotum of Alabama.
Alabama?
That's right.
Alabama's because I used to live in Florida for almost 10 years, and I loved it down there.
Yeah, man, I live down here next to the Gulf Coast. It's beautiful down here.
Yeah, it is. I do miss Florida, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
So, let me move my chat box here.
I feel like I'm talking to a radio because I can't see anybody. Should I just get out and come to the chat room?
No, you're welcome to stay on. Why don't you refresh your browser or try logging in again with the link? See if that'll. And which browser are you using, by the way?
Firefox.
Try Chrome.
Try Chrome. It can be Chrome or Google.
Chrome seems to be the most compatible. Don't ask me why. I don't know, but try Chrome, Dennis.
I'll have to install it.
You don't have it? Okay.
No, I don't have it installed.
Okay.
Try that.
Try refreshing, logging out, or logging in. But we can see and hear you fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be dang.
Yeah. Try logging out and log in. We'll wait for you.
We'll wait here.
Anyway, I was going to use StreamYard, but I forget I don't use Jitsi that often. And what can I say? Open source community. Sometimes open source sucks. So
there you go. I see you now.
Good deal.
I didn't need Chrome after all.
Very good. Okay. All right.
Arch came through for me.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder Arch.
They had a big discussion about the AUR and flat packs in the middle tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Check your volume input, Dennis. It sounds a little bit saturated, oversaturated. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means like it's too high. The volume input is too high.
It means the volume is too high up.
Yeah.
All right.
From your mic, or just move your mic a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little bit.
How's that? Is that better?
A little bit. Yeah.
Little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Test.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Anyway, Dennis, welcome aboard. Is this your first live?
Very first time. I got in on Steve's one morning about 30 seconds before he ended his stream.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, tell all your Alabama friends, this New Yorker says, hey, welcome aboard. I like the South. Hey.
Yeah, man. I did a thing on accents the other day Somebody can live down here 40 years, and they be from Boston, and you ask them where they're from, and they say Boston.
Well, when our friend Stephanie came to visit, she's from Boston, or the boss. She doesn't really have an accent, but she says all that, like, if the people there who are cool are wicked, which means cool.
Right.
All right. Okay. We don't really say that here in Ohio. Yeah. We just say cool. In New York, we say hey, but anyway, everybody here in the chat who's watching, say hello. If you are new to the channel, to this, please do stop by and say hello if you have a question about Linux or Windows. I'm not a Mac user. Ben, I believe, still uses Macs. Maybe he can answer a Mac question if you have one. So if you want to ask your question, don't be shy. You do not have to give your real name.
Yeah. Now, I would not recommend running Linux on a Mac because you're just asking yourself to go a creek without a paddle.
Well, I got a funny feeling, Ben, that people who spend $2,000 on a Mac are not going to mess with Linux. If I had to guess, silly New Yorker, but I got a funny feeling they spend $2,000. They don't want no Linux. They don't want no Windows. They don't want no freaking Chromebook. If I had to guess, So
all you're doing with that, with putting Linux on a MacBook or any Mac at all, you're just asking for yourself to go.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're asking for yourself to go all kinds of crazy.
The people I know who have Macs, they love them. Nothing's perfect, as you know, but from what I've seen from my friends, they love the Mac. They don't really even complain about the price, even though probably inside themselves they do.
Oh, nasty! You're so funny.
So anyway.
Let's see, Ben, you're the Gentoo fella, ain't you?
You got it, buddy. I am a Gentoo nutball, yes.
Yeah, I heard you talking to Serge one day, one of the chats, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I was in EB's channel talking about Gentoo. I'm always talking about Gentoo.
That's good because Chromebooks are based off of Gentoo.
Yes. Now, actually, I think they're off of Debian, but I could be wrong.
No, I think you can install beta Deb apps in a Chromebook, but I think the core system, I believe, is still Gentoo, as far as I know.
The core system is still based on Gentoo.
As far as I know, yeah. Bob the Hopper runs Manjaro. Very good.
On his iMac.
On an iMac.
External. On his iMac.
Okay. Speaking of Linux, guys.
Yes.
The big news this past week, or one of the top news, has to be this absurd notion. I guess there's a petition out, or the Free Linux, the Free Software Foundation wants Windows 7 to be open sourced. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jen. Ben, you're more into the Linuxy thing, hardcore than I am. But I thought the purpose of Linux is to attempt to make Windows users forget Windows 7, which expired, and maybe have them try something potentially better than Windows 10, because Windows 10, as you know, is somewhat bloated.
Yeah.
Why in the bleeping cannolis would you want a Linux user to remind them of Windows anything? Why would you want to open source? Now, I could be totally wrong, and that's fine. But in my Windows mind, why would you want to petition to open source Windows 7 to remind the Linux user that part of this may be part of Windows? Number two, I'm sure that some of the source code in Windows 7, if not a lot of it, is in Windows 10, which means if you open source it, hackers unite. Let's have a party. I mean, right? That's how I see it. Any comments?
I don't see the reason behind it,
Yeah, it's never going to happen. On that note about the source code, releasing the source code, I mean, it can go both ways. The source code can be modified to then harden the operating system so it becomes more secure. But my first reaction was that the petition's just silly because it's never going to happen, and it just sort of makes all these really boisterous Linux users just look a little bit. I don't know if silly is the right word, just wishful, because it's just a completely different thing.
I think the intentions are for the good of all. Ben, if you don't get a headset, I'm going to whack you. I'm hearing feedback now. So
Do what?
Where's the fry pan?
I
Do
know.
what?
I was hearing feedback from you.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was muted.
Now what was I saying?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do I know when it's my turn to speak? I mean, is there a buzzer light up here that says my mic is on, or I need to turn my mic off?
No. You just speak when you want, or just say, "Hey, Toss, I got something to say," or "Excuse me for a second." Just be civil. It's fine.
I don't have no problem with that. I just did it.
Yeah. No, but that's how we do it here. This is not a jury trial.
Yeah.
You're welcome to speak over me whenever you want, Dennis.
Say again, Vince.
You're welcome to speak over me whenever you like, Dennis.
But
Ben does it all the time.
Well, I wondered that. Like, I go into a restaurant and I'm waiting on a waitress. I don't go, "Hey, waitress!" I raise my hand.
oh,
And that's what they taught me in school.
well,
it worked.
I'm not gonna yell across. Yo, sweet, I'm not gonna do that. But
I'm gonna raise my hand, Vince.
There actually is a little button that you can just press to raise your hand like that. See that?
Yeah.
On the bottom left.
Yeah. Or it says fellow Jitsu would like to speak, but
Oh yeah.
we're all friends here, so
yeah.
That was I say about the Windows 7 open source thing. I think the intentions were well-meaning, but it's just I don't get it's I hate to say, but it's stupid because if you want to petition anybody or anything, why not petition a venture capitalist to say, "Hey, is anybody out there who has the God-given resources such as money to help finance a national distro, a standard besides the Chromebook, based on anything? I don't care if it's based on Arch, Debian, maybe a few marketing commercials to let Windows users know, hey, if you're stuck with Windows 10, you do have choices that you can walk into a store. That's what you want to petition. That's how I see it, But
right, or petition Microsoft to release Office on Linux, or Adobe to release Photoshop on Linux.
Okay,
that would be much more useful and more targeted.
I'm all cool with that. But I think right now what we need is an affordable option besides Chromebooks based on Linux for all billion Windows users. Right now they don't have it except for Chromebooks. There's nothing wrong with Chromebooks, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. So if you're going to petition anybody or anything or any entity, petition a Wall Street guy or anonymous donor to help finance a national distro for newbies. Now we're talking. Anyway, that's just my personal Toss's opinion. But the petitioning for Windows 7 as an open source, it's wishful thinking, like you said. So
I don't think it's going to happen either.
No, there's just no need for it. Yeah, maybe 10 years ago, but then the Windows 7 was still new 10 years ago.
Right.
We really need an option besides Windows 10 because Windows 10 for some, not everyone, has been a disaster, especially with the updates breaking things. I've never seen anything like it. I really had, and it's surprising because Windows 7 was awesome. As you guys know, it just worked. It was simple.
That's the way I felt about XP.
Yeah.
I would use XP today if it would update.
Well, okay. Don't use that. Yeah. Ransomware users unite. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Let's go to some nonsense stuff. Again, if there's anybody new in the chat, again, say hello and don't be shy. This is a news article. This may have been 2 years ago, but this came to my attention, I think, last year. I've done so many videos, I lost track, over 2,000 videos in the course of 10 years. But a guy, I guess here in the States, bought a used car. As he was cleaning out the car, he was cleaning out the glove box, taking out the old junk from the previous owner. Apparently, this guy had left his ex-girlfriend's, or I don't know if his ex-girlfriend now, had left his girlfriend's list of do's and don'ts for him to date this girl. I'm assuming this is real. So I'm going to read this list, and I might have to clean some of this up, but let me just go down the list. I've never seen anything like this, but I guess social media has changed everything. Okay, this is 1 through 22. Okay. Number 1. and I don't think these are any particular order if I had to guess, but I could be wrong. And I'm not gonna. There's some names here. I'm just gonna change the names. Number 1, you are not to have a single girl's phone number. Okay.
So you have 2 girls' phone numbers?
I don't know, but
I mean, is that better?
I'm just going to the list, guys. If there's any girls watching, you tell me if this is right or wrong. Number 2, you are not to follow them on any social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Okay. You are not to hang out with so-and-so's name, including his house or anywhere in public. I guess you didn't like him. You did. Number 4, I've never heard. This is just weird. Number 4, you are not to go to Honda without me. She really loves Hondas. You are not to hang out with your friends more than 2 times a week. You are not to even look at a single girl. Fine, I'll look at the married girls. No, but just a joke. Okay, looking's for free, but that's it. If girls come up to you at any place or anytime, you are to walk away. I could never do that, man. The girl comes up to me and says, I'm going to say hello. I'm just sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, my ex-wife used to tell me I could look, but I couldn't think.
Wow.
I asked her, I said, well, does it matter?
I can understand that because each time I see like a pretty girl, I don't think, I just go, okay.
Yeah.
If girls, okay, walk away. Okay, number 8. Joe Schmo is not to hang out with us every time we hang out. How can I put number 9? How can I put this family show? You are not to ask for a personal romantic favor. I'll let you guys use your imagination.
A Clinton idea.
I'm going to leave it there. Number 10. I'm going to leave it there. Whew. You are not to get mad at me about a single thing ever again.
Ever.
You are not to bring up, I'm going to change the names, Joe, Thomas, Peter, or him ever again. Period. Number 12. You are not allowed to drink unless I am with you. I guess she likes to get drunk. Number 13. I am allowed to do a phone check whenever I please. Maybe the guy who bought traded a crush to the trader's girlfriend. Maybe, I don't know.
Even Steve got a giggle out of that one.
Okay. Maybe he's been through that years past. I don't know. If we move in, this is 14. If we move in, there are never to be girls at our house.
Huh.
Is that with or without me, though? No. Number 15. If we move in together, your friends will rarely be allowed over. Ooh. Number 16. Look out. I hope this guy knew Kung Fu. If I catch you around girls, I will kill you.
Good grief.
Number 17, you are not to ditch me for your friends. Okay, I'll just ditch you for another girl. Oh, no, but number 18, I'm going to change the name here. Justin does not control you when I hang out with you. I guess that can be a problem if there's another guy or girls. Yeah, okay, all right. Number 19, we are to go on a legit date once every 2 weeks at least, as opposed to an illegitimate date. Number 20, if I say jump, you say, how high, princess? Number 21, you are to make sure you tell me you love me once a day at least so I know you're not messing around. That doesn't prove anything. Love you, and he's messing around with the whole... Okay, I won't even go there. And this is the last one. You are never to take longer than 10 minutes to text me back. That was the list taken out of a used car purchase. I don't get... You are not to go to Honda. What is at Honda? I don't think the cars are that sexy personally, but okay. Yeah, I mean, they're nice cars, but anyway, that was the list, guys. So take it or leave it.
That's
I will leave it.
What do you think, Steve?
Go ahead, Steve. Yeah, you're the yeah. What do you think?
I don't know how long that relation is. I've heard about this stuff, and working in retail and probably working in office places too, with people see this, and you hear this kind of stuff, and it's like that's not a relationship,
right?
I mean, I hear guys doing it with girls. I mean, it's no different,
I mean, it works both ways, I would imagine, but that's bizarre. That list is bizarre. Yeah.
I mean, my God, I go out. I work with a bunch of other stores, other female managers, and there's quite often when we have a district meeting, one of the others we go out for a drink. Hey, honey, I'm going out with Stacy tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, tell her I said hi. My wife worked over there for a little bit for Stacy. I would never do anything. I've known this lady for a long time, but I don't see why. I know my wife, she hasn't done it for a long time, but she used to have some guy friends.
I wonder if the use of technology, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, has made people, relationships more desensitized.
I think something like this has kind of always been,
and maybe it's just been.
You're always going to have the jealous type.
And it's been amplified with social media, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I could see that.
It's a sad, she sounds like a bit of a narcissist, and
I don't know. That was posted on the web as something that went somewhat, viral. But I still don't get the Honda thing. I don't know.
Unless there were a couple of good receptionists there. I don't know. Or there's some of the salesmen she wanted to see maybe when she was there.
There's something going on, right? Yeah.
Too much technology.
if you're starting a relationship that way, I mean, it's doomed from the very beginning, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
The controlled one eventually rebels, and it's not a good form. But
even
don't like that. Be like, and I don't mean.
But even this sort of this lady's can also eventually start seeing things that aren't there.
Paranoia. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I thought I had something else here, but maybe I don't. Maybe it's on my Windows side. Men's English versus women's English. What they mean. I'm trying to look for it since we're on a light note tonight, but I don't think it's on this hard drive.
Talking about too much technology. The other day I was in Walmart going down the aisle, and I heard somebody on the other aisle going, "LOL, LOL."
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Why not? Let's see here. LOL. Okay. Remember years.
Steve, can you hear me?
Well, he had his headset off.
Oh, he sure does. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
What about your back, man? How's your back doing?
It's better. I started a leave of absence last Friday, and it's by not being at work, it's gotten better. It was bothering me today, but I got a good group of therapists, and I hate being out of work. I mean, it's not me. I can't tell you the last time I took a sick day and my vacation days, but I'm going to be out possibly for 4 weeks just to kind of get everything back together.
Well, I've had a reason why I ask you about your back, man, is because I've had 3 back surgeries myself. And I'm going to tell you, if you can go without a surgery, you need to put that off as long as you possibly can. And they have a place down in Gainesville, Florida. If you can't get any satisfaction where you're at, there's a place in Gainesville, Florida, and I'll be glad to look it up and get you the number and address. But that's all they do, and they specialize in backs. My son, he had a compact compression injury where he had 2 vertebrae come together and it fragmented out a disc. Okay, so he was in a lot of pain. He went down there and 3 days later drove home. 3 days later, he drove home. Yeah. That's how incredibly good they are.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do
Nice.
not want surgery whatsoever. It's
Right.
not-
That's a last resort, obviously.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I know I'm going to be in pain the rest of my life, but I just don't want to be in that much pain. And it was a struggle between that and work. I wasn't being productive.
Have you tried the shots? They used to call them cortisone, but it's they put something else.
That would be the next step. Next step would either be cortisone or
yeah, they use a different
sublimation, where they would chemically burn the nerve endings back there. And that's the pain, but it's like it doesn't cover it covers the issue at hand, and I'm not about to do that either. I've been in pain most of my life with my back. It's just gotten really bad in the last several months because I got moved to a store that I have to do more physical stuff in.
Here's a therapy that you never hear anything about. However, it could be considered a miracle cure. If you watch football, probably about 15 years ago now, there was a football player broke his neck right on the field. And immediately when they got him on the stretcher, before they even took him into the ambulance, they had already started applying cold ice to his neck. And when they got him in the ambulance, they actually injected or put needles in his neck and started circulating ice water around the area that was broke. And the guy is walking today. Broke his neck. Was a quadriplegic. And they almost cured him before he got to the hospital.
The technology in the last 10 to 20 years, it's something else, like medical technology. It's something else. I remember going to a car. I had messed up my back. I mean, I was still able to function, but I wasn't. I went to the chiropractor. He says, "You have this." I forget what he said I had. He took an MRI and he pointed to this. He says, "We can fix this, but it's going to take at least a year." And he was right. But they applied what's it called, like a TENS machine, like electrical stimulation.
TENS, TENS.
Yeah, like electrical
electrical nerve stimulation. That's
okay. Right. I guess that tech has been around a while. They also did. They would put some kind of a gel on my back and use like I forget what
something sonic.
Sonic thing, yeah. Rubbing for like 5 minutes or so. Of course, I went to physical therapy. I had to do exercises at home. It was surprisingly low tech cure, although there was some tech involved, but like most of it was me trying to get back to normal slowly. But it took about a year. But what helped me the most was swimming. Water therapy helped.
What I'm doing, like backstrokes.
It helped that. I went to the pool that summer regularly, 2-3 times a week for the summer. And the doc says, "Look, even if you just walk back and forth," but I would walk. I would do kung fu kicks, jumping as much as I could without the pain. Thought it would speed up the recovery process. I don't know if it did, but after that summer, I felt better. So but it's all about taking the time, and it's a combination of using medical technology and good old fashioned exercise.
I got dry needled the other week. My back was such, and it's sort of like an acupuncture needle, but what they do is, and they hit me in 6 spots. They push the needle through the skin and hit the muscle, so the muscle works, and then it relaxes.
Yeah,
and it spreads from my lower middle back to my right hip, and it helped. Although where they stuck the needles in was sore then for a couple of days, but it wasn't like the pain I was having.
Right. Okay.
Well, be sure to look up deep cold therapy.
Yeah. Oh, when I was on Biddle tonight, I had an ice pack on my back for probably about an hour.
I had to use an ice pack too, off and on. But it was I think it was the combination of the TENS machine, the sonar, not the sonar, but you know what I mean, the sonar. Yeah. No, but. In the exercise, I think it was, and it took about a year. I had to be patient. But
I'm lucky there's no nerve issues. My canals down my spine are good.
It's
it's an L5 Pars defects.
Okay.
It's like it sounds like something from Mary Poppins. It's symbiosis. No, I saw. Now I forget because there's a couple. It sounds like a couple words out there, but
yeah.
And then on my L3, I have a bulging disc and a cyst on my spine.
Wow. Yeah, okay. I didn't have any option. I actually had what they call slipped a disc in my lumbar area, and I was in pain. And about 8 months later, I said, I can't live with this no more. And this was back in '87, so technology was crap. Yeah. And so I went into the hospital, and my doctor went over with me what he was going to do, and I got scared and went home. Well, 2 weeks later, I said, I can't live like this. I don't care. I got to go face this. And on the way, I had the surgery and was doing good. On the way home from the hospital, we were rear-ended and knocked over into oncoming traffic.
Jeez.
When I woke up, I was in the hospital, the same hospital I just left, with a body cast on and tubes running in and out of me, and I had no feeling from my hips down.
God.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I was, in my early 30s. First thing I thought was, can I still function?
Yeah.
So, back surgeries, man, they're bad. Last resort.
Yep.
Well, because now with distractions, with technology and driving, when I drive a little bit extra slower, like if the speed limit's 55, I go 50, or 65, I go 60. I drive slower at night. If my light turns from red to green to go, I pause and I look. Because I've had people not paying attention, just zip by there, and at the last they hit the brakes. Well, if I went, it's too late. So I'm a little more cautious, and I've always told my son, even from when he was little, I said, Michael, Daddy drives like everybody else who drives is a complete idiot. All of them. Now, that's not true, of course, but I don't know which ones.
That's right.
So I drive like everybody is an idiot. Even the firemen, they're not, but the firemen, but they're all idiots. So you drive a little slower, a little more aware. It seems to be working. But all it takes is that one moron. So far, it's worked for me. But the number one thing I would say, and this is a low-tech fix, guys, those of you who like to drive and women, drive a little slower. It gives you a little bit extra few seconds reaction time if you see something. Now, obviously, if you're texting, then nothing's going to help you, But if you're paying attention, going from 65 to 55, I forget how much time, seconds that, but that can save your life or save somebody else's life. I don't know. But I drive a little slower, especially here with the potholes. I drive slower anyway. But that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years at least.
One of the funny things about my story, if there's such a thing as a funny story about waking up in the hospital, was they had just passed the seatbelt law in Florida. And me and my mom had come got me. She was driving the car, and we had just said, they passed the seatbelt law. Let's buckle up. And that's the only thing that saved both of our lives. So I'm a big advocate of wearing seatbelts.
Absolutely. Let me go to another odd news website here. Let's have a little more fun tonight if we can before we wrap this up. Let's see here.
Hey, Steve, have you talked to Vince about using the pulse effects on your microphone?
Steve sounds great all the time. He doesn't need it.
Blah, 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 boom.
Very good. Very good.
Let's see. All right.
Bang, Vince.
All right. A little bit of odd news here. An ATM outside London wine bar dispenses Prosecco. What's Prosecco?
I don't know.
And
like one of those old folks drinks.
Okay. And an ATM. So is that dispensing money? It's dispensing wine?
That's what I thought it was, wine.
Okay. And this is an ATM. Okay, well, that's something different. Let's see here. Firefighters rescue deer from backyard pool in Ohio. Oh, okay. Escaped cow leads police on a chase through Texas neighborhood.
That's funny.
How fast was the cow going?
Man, you ever tried to stop a cow? I bet you can't say you have.
It's called a tranquilizer.
That's right.
Just knock them out, yeah.
That's right. But at least it's not as big as a moose.
Well, yeah. Let's see here. West Virginia Girl Scout sells cookies to all 50 states. Well, good for her. Awesome. That's a heck of a sales. She's going to be a CEO one day. Yeah. World's largest toothpaste collection tops 3,000 tubes. May I ask why?
That was on the news. I actually saw that on the news.
Wow, that guy's got a lot of cavities. Okay. A hawk crashes into U.S. Attorney's office in New York. Guess they needed a lawyer. I don't know. A rescued owl found to be too obese to fly. Oh, I wonder what it's been eating.
You want to hear an interesting fact?
Go ahead.
If an elephant lives to old age, why will he die? What will kill him? What will he die of?
Arch Linux? No, I don't know.
No, that would be Gentoo.
Oh, Gentoo, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, because of an elephant's diet, he wears his teeth out. And when he gets so old, he cannot chew bark and branches and what have you.
Where's my bark?
He dies of starvation. Isn't that sad?
I didn't know that, no.
That is sad. Elephants got feelings.
I guess they do. They are creatures. Let me scroll down here. Okay, this is in Vermont. A goat and a police dog are facing off in a race for Vermont town's pet mayor. Okay, why not? Makes about as much sense as anything else. Did you see the news where?
Are you muted, Steve?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Yeah. You see the news where a guy was in court on marijuana possession, whipped out a joint to smoke in court. See that? Oh man.
No, but I seen it on the cops one time. They pulled a guy over and he had one in his ear right here. Did you see that episode?
In his ear?
Yeah, he had it sticking right here in his ear. And he's telling the cop, "No, I don't smoke pot."
Okay. All right. He just hears it. This is out
on that show.
I was minding it for a friend.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. That's right.
Let's see.
Is it legal over in Australia, Vince?
In one state, in Canberra, where all the politicians are, actually.
Like
that
explains everything. Yeah. Okay. In Wisconsin, guys. What kind of violation? In Wisconsin, a Wienermobile stopped for a traffic violation in Wisconsin. I wonder how they violated, huh? Yeah. Oh, wait, here's the headline. Were they even thinking? The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile got off with a warning.
Got off.
Traffic. Okay. An eagle survives crash through windshield of truck on highway. Wow. In Connecticut. Well, good for the eagle, I guess. Wow. Jeez. This does like a dash cam of it. Just, wow, nasty. Okay.
I've hit a duck once. Broke my windscreen.
Oh, okay.
I believe that. I mean, I believe that it broke your windscreen. I don't believe you hit a duck, but I do believe you broke your windscreen. Well, you know what I'm trying to say.
I've hit ducks. I've hit kangaroos. I've hit koalas.
Oh, jeez!
Wow. Not on purpose. Not on purpose.
I understand.
Yeah. All right. They just jump right in front of you.
Hey Vince, over here they say they eat kangaroos over there. Do they?
Oh, for sure. They're a very lean meat.
Okay. I blew it up. Actually. Arch killed it.
I guess the taste just jumps out at you.
Mm-hmm.
This is out of Florida. A man pumps 30 gallons of gas into the wrong part of a boat. Firefighters Florida called a hazmat team to respond to a gas station where a man filling up his boat confused a fishing pole holder for the gas tank. Okay. Anything else here? firefighters run hose through a vehicle parked next to a hydrant. So the hose is running through the car. Okay, well, hey, you got to put out the fire.
I've seen that. I've seen them smash windows to do that.
Yeah, this is in New Jersey. Yeah, they've done that too through the car, through the window. Yeah,
you put that much pressure.
If you're going to be that jerk,
they got a job to do. Let them do it.
That's right.
Okay, this is a lot. I think I mentioned this last time, but a driver caught using carpool lanes with a skeleton passenger.
I used to see them do that in California, but it'd be a mannequin.
A mannequin, right? Yeah,
that's right.
But a bing.
I could say something about an inflatable passenger, but I won't say that.
Vince. Steve has a problem. Jitsi is telling you have no permission, huh? Really, Steve? Try refreshing the browser. I've never seen that before.
I just had to sign out and sign back in.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Jitsi tonight. I couldn't get the recorder to work. You know.
Hey Vince. Over here in America, they say they eat kangaroos over there. Do they?
Yeah, we do. It's a very lean meat, and it's actually quite healthy for you, I believe.
Wow.
I'm not a huge fan of it. Yeah, because I like my pork and
something fat meat.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd try it.
Oh well.
I'm sure you can get it if you look for it.
I seen a video the other day where people were chasing down iguanas and eating them.
Interesting.
I don't know. If I had to clean him, I'm not sure.
Turn into a lizard.
Of course, when I was a kid, we ate alligator, so it wouldn't be much different than that, probably.
I'd imagine.
You ate alligator with your friends? I wonder if that's where the term came from later, Gator. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'll catch you later, Gator. I don't know. Just a thought, yeah. Anyway.
More than one way to skin a cat.
Yes, or gator.
You got any idea what that means?
More than one way to skin a cat?
Yeah.
That's an old expression. It's been around for years.
That's right. You know where it came from?
Gentoo Linux? No, I don't know.
People associate it with a cat, like a four-legged furry cat.
Yeah.
But it's a catfish. And there's dozens of ways to clean a catfish.
Okay. It makes sense. Okay. All right.
Y'all listen to country music over there, Vince?
For sure, but I'm not a massive fan, but for sure people do, yeah.
Yeah.
Pick the fine time to leave me, Lucille.
Yeah, I'm kind of an old die-hard classic rock guy.
You guys...
Now we can.
There's Steve.
I was getting no permission granted.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And I tried Firefox and it was coming up so I had to log out and log back in.
I don't know, man. All I know is it's
technology.
It's open source. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that's all that I can say.
So, Steve, you're not mad at me?
For what?
For picking on you about MX Linux.
Oh. Not at all. It's a great distribution. I mean, for being Debian.
I thought it looked fine, yeah.
If I can join with you in the morning, I'll tell you the story of why I keep picking on you about it.
All right. I'll be here.
Speaking of music, did you see where or there's Andrew Yang. I like him. He's running for president here. Did you see where an 18-year-old swept the Grammys? Billie Eilish. She won Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Album of the Year, Artist of the Year. She's 18 years old, and she's singing the next James Bond theme. She's 18 years old.
Wow.
And I heard samples of the album. I'm like, this won a Grammy? Nothing against her person, but I'm like, this one? Whatever.
Yeah.
She's the pop flavor of the moment. That's what it is. You know, so.
Stephanie.
I can't say if I've ever heard of her song, so.
Well, you said Stephanie she's the opposite. No, this girl, she's 18. She's got multicolored hair. She changes it I don't see her wear the dress in front of the piano guy with the tuxedo like Stephanie. That's not the type of personality this other girl has. But I guess it started off like 3 years ago. She she recorded her song with her brother at home on her computer, not even live instruments, from what I heard. She posted it on SoundCloud, and the song went viral. And she got discovered on one freaking song. And the song, I think it's called Ocean Eyes Love Song. That one was okay. I mean, it's something Stephanie could probably sing. That one, but I didn't think it was anything exciting. But it went viral. She caught the attention of record guys, and she released an album. And she won 4 Grammys, and she's doing the James Bond song. I'm like, really? And she's the youngest singer.
I wonder if she recorded it on Linux.
I think it was on a Mac. There's videos on YouTube. I think it's on her Mac with her brother in their house. And
man, I couldn't believe Linux is in so many places.
Yeah,
I just discovered Linux in May.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just rediscovered it in May. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. How many places it's in? Telephones, refrigerators. Yeah.
I'm aboard, man. All right, let's give this a 10-minute warning, and then I'm going to wrap this up for tonight.
What system do you run, Toss?
Ubuntu Mate.
Ubuntu Mate. I tried that for a little while.
That's my goat. That's my main gold standard. I also like Linux Mint. I mess with Peppermint, of course. It's good, and Zorin is good. But right now, I felt comfortable, really since 4 years ago, with Ubuntu Mate. It just fits me like a glove.
Yeah. So you're a long time Linux guy.
Since 2006, yeah.
That's a long time. Well, let me ask you. I got 2 questions for you that I can't get a straight answer anywhere else.
The answer is yes and maybe, but go ahead.
Why is there such a taboo on passwords? When I use Windows, I never, ever had to put my password in. Not once. How come that feature is not automatically give to me as an option to turn off?
In Linux?
In Linux.
You can if you want to.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can, but you'll work your system.
Nope.
No.
Are you talking about for like root, or just like because during installation you have a choice of automatic login, and then but once you're in, if you go into the login manager,
okay, well, which password? Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. If I open up my terminal, I've got my sudoers file set up where when I give a command, I don't have to do a password. But if I bring up PyMac and bring that up and do anything in there, I have to give a password, and that ain't right.
Well, I don't know too much about the Arch-based Manjaro side, but I believe there is a way with terminal commands to bypass that. I know you can in Debian based and Ubuntu based.
But why is it so taboo?
It shouldn't be. I don't know.
What do you mean taboo? That why? I think it's a good thing. I know Gnostic out there has been, why does gparted need a password? Well, you're going in the root. You might be the only one on that computer, but that's why you don't use a super long.
It does have passwords.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because in Windows, you just run as administrator with nothing, so anybody can do it. It's not saving anything. So
Linux gives you a lot of options that you may not like. But did you know, at least in the Ubuntu base, if you forgot your login password, there is a way to bypass that. I'm not going to tell you how to do it because it's not secure, but there is a way.
It does, Dennis. It does go back to the way that Linux and its predecessor Unix came about. It came about as a multi-user operating system to begin with. So you had all these different users logging into a single mainframe type machine, and so everyone needed passwords. Whereas in Windows, it started off as just a single machine PC sort of thing. So you didn't need passwords, and then passwords were tacked onto that, and so the security is inherently not as great. So, but Linux, it starts off as a securer operating system. So, I mean, it's a good thing. I think.
Yeah. You want. I know it can be overwhelming, but you want to keep the passwords. Of course, you have your login password, the password to go as root, your password to run the updates. Those can be bypassed, but why? Yeah, I don't.
Because I'm sitting here in my house and I have a gun right there and a gun right over there.
Oh, that what it is.
Nobody gonna come in here and mess
When
with
you
my
forget
computer.
your password, I got my password right.
That's right.
It's not just that. If you're installing something or doing something to your system, like it does make you think twice. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, I agree about the passwords. That I don't mind doing one.
Right.
You know, if I'm doing like adding some software in Palmac or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but it took me a minute to get used to it.
Yeah.
However, here's my argument.
Yeah.
Fedora. We just went through the Fedora challenge on the Biddle show, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you installed Fedora, you had the option to be treated as root and not be required to use a password.
Okay.
I fell in love with that option. That should be the option on every Linux distro.
Well,
it should be my option. I mean, it's built on freedom.
It's not that way for security, but look, with Linux, you have settings that can change just about everything. So,
well, do me a favor.
You should, but yeah.
And tomorrow, look up password changing where you don't use password prompts in Arch Linux, and tell me what results you get.
No, thank you. I'm not going to mess with Arch. Not going to happen. No, I messed with Arch base before. Didn't have luck. I gave up.
Trust me, I've been looking for a while and I can't find the answer yet. Not one I trust anyway.
I'm trying to think if I know anybody personally on Manjaro. Doesn't DT use Manjaro exclusively? He might know. Send him a
he doesn't. I mean, he's like, well, I don't know, like if he's because he uses i3 in that, right? I don't know. I know it's Arch, but I don't think he's using Manjaro exclusively.
Okay.
Arch
Well, it's Arch base.
That's right.
Maybe he might know. He has a lot more. Look, I'll be honest. If it's something I have a lot of experience in, I'm not going to even guess on how to change the setting there. But I have a feeling there is a way. I just don't know all the terminal commands how to do it. Hello, CJ.
Vince will probably do a video on it for me.
I'm just thinking. I think I've done something like that before.
Yeah, Leviticus, DT does Arch based. I bet you he would know, Dennis. If there's anybody, because he's into unstables shit. So it's anyway.
My second question when it comes to Linux.
Sure.
And I don't know how to answer this. I just came from Windows in May, right?
Yeah.
So, but every time I hear somebody talk about a Linux distribution, especially now since the end of life for Windows 7, they say, oh, well, this Linux distribution best fits a Windows user.
Yeah.
Well, screw that. I don't want a Linux that looks like Windows. I want one that looks like what I make it look like. That makes sense?
Even with one that looks like Windows, like Zorin, you can change the way it looks. It makes it easy for a newbie to make him feel comfortable.
But that's the problem. You make them feel comfortable, and it's going to not run the same way. They're going to try to do right-click or do something that doesn't work.
No, but with the newbie-friendly ones, they generally run like right-click and the menu. That's probably the start button if I go to menu. So you want to make them feel comfortable in the beginning. As they get more acclimated, and of course they can customize it. But if you have someone new to Linux who goes, you ain't going to give them Arch base or Gentoo base. It ain't going to happen. You could, but you want to do that. So I have no problem to a newbie saying try Zorin or Peppermint or Ubuntu Mate. Although Ubuntu Mate doesn't really look like Windows. Zorin probably does, but I have no problem with that. As long as they know ahead of time that even though it looks like something comfortable, and there's nothing wrong, it is not Windows. It's not. Now, your apps are going to be the same: Firefox, Chrome, VLC, YouTube. At some point, and it's still hard, I got to put myself in the mind of a Windows or a Linux newbie coming from Windows, because we were all there at one time. And as we get more advanced, it's harder, obviously, to think that way. But I still try to, because I know there are millions out there who are still lost.
That's a good way to put that.
We all started that way, right? Back in 2006, somebody said try Ubuntu. What? And that's how I learned, But if somebody is new like I was 14 years ago, okay, let me. How did I feel back in 06? All right, man, I remember. It was hard. So let's start from scratch. Let's start with a Linux Mint or Peppermint. Explain how this works, and that's how you do it.
Yeah, and as things change with time, those videos do need to be updated, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of my older ones are classics. How to run Ubuntu or install it. It really, as far as the install process, it really hasn't changed that much over the years. I just put one up, like I said, on Linux installation guide for Ubuntu Mate. Really, the steps are the same. Do you need a 32-bit or 64-bit? How do you know? How do you check the download to make sure it's not corrupted? How do you create a USB bootable? That hasn't changed over the years. But I think every once in a while, do a quote-unquote a fresh video to remind them, somebody new, that these steps still work. And there's more choices now than there was 10 or 14 years ago. My job, not my job. My goal is to have a Windows user not say, "Man, Linux sucks." I don't want them to say that. That doesn't mean they can switch over to Linux fully, but just want to let them know there are choices. They may or may not work for you. I don't know.
I put Linux Mint on a USB drive and sent it to my son and told him how to boot up to it.
Yeah.
And he used it for about 2 weeks, and then he called me up and said, "How do I put this on my computer?"
Okay.
And I'm like, "Son, you need to wait a few more months, and then I'll tell you how to do it."
Okay. Well, I'm going to do that video next. I got I got a bunch of USB drives here in this little box. I got 1, 2, 3. I'm missing one. Where's the other? Oh, it's right here. This one's got Ubuntu Mate on it, I think. I'm going to put it right here. But, one of those, I think it's that one. So that's going to be the next video I do on how to do a full install in the machine that had Windows XP, a ThinkPad T60, 32-bit.
I tried to put Windows 10 on that USB. It didn't work. I don't know if it's because I did something wrong, but it didn't work.
You need at least.
There are instructions online.
Yeah,
I know now that.
Yeah.
I know now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my father-in-law on Peppermint, and I got, every couple months I go over there. He hasn't updated. I told him how easy it was.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm sorry, he's from Kentucky. I'm sorry, Steve, I just can't do it. I'll go in, and he's got all these. There's like, I don't think it's just him, but there's all these EXE files and downloads, for Windows Player and things like that. And it's like, Dad, remember, you're not. He's been off of Windows for about as long as I've been on Linux, about 5 years now.
Yeah.
I'm back, Jens.
Okay, Benny.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah, we're getting ready to leave, Ben. Sorry, nobody.
So, if people here in the chat, I'll give a 2-minute warning, and then we'll end the YouTube chat. I'll stick around a little bit longer for these guys. So, but anybody else wants to say hello in the chat or a question? Don't be shy. There's probably somebody out there. Look, we all started like this with Linux, so don't be shy. Okay.
Okay, Dennis, you wanted to say something to me?
Me?
Yeah, you were just saying hi. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I was just saying, hey, Ben.
All right. Well, I've got a bit of news. I'm building a custom Debian ISO right now.
Oh, yeah. Are you following Esnix?
No. I'm actually using the pin guide builder from Ubuntu. I had to download like half a dozen dead packages to make it work, but
that's what Esnix did.
Well, actually, no. He used a script called Live Build.
Pin guy, I just watched it.
Yeah, but that was on Ubuntu. That wasn't on Debian.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but I'm using pure vanilla Debian, dude.
Nice.
What happened to LFS? I thought you were doing Hackman from.
No. I was like, yeah.
LFS stands for Leave the Freaking System Alone.
I have a big fry pan and a small fry pan. Which one you
want?
Oh, dude.
I have the glass pan.
Yeah, nah.
Anyway.
But yeah, I went to pure vanilla Debian, themed it the way I want it. Boom, done. I wasn't about to go through all that mushing out going through the hell of LFS. I've been there, done that. I'm like, yeah, give me just something pure. Boom.
Very good. All right. Anything else left in the chat? CJ came in the house. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up for a few minutes. Welcome, CJ. What is new out the West? Did they vote on witnesses yet? In the Senate, they did not.
Yeah, Leviticus, I decided to just go with Pin Guy Builder because I saw his video. I was like, nah. I realized that Leviticus, but I just said, yeah. Just give me something based on our master sys, call it a day.
Debian uses live build.
Yeah,
It's as a patch version. Okay.
Carmine, you'd be about ready to rip your freaking hair out.
No more for me. Like I said, I stopped Easter hopping 4 years ago, man.
Yeah, you would be pulling the right what's up to your hair out.
My middle name is not Bugs, so yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it.
So, all right, I'm going to end the stream here in the chat. Thanks to everybody who stopped and late. I'm going to finish up with my returning champions. So, everybody here in the live chat, I'll catch you next time. Okay.
Nice meeting you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.